Hey guys, what's up? Ruben here from the Midnight Garage. So today I will show you guys how to replace your gear knob. Boy, it says here that we're going to do a video on how to replace the gear knob. Yeah, I understand, but isn't that too easy? Alright. Well, I guess that's what we're going to do today then. You know what? I'm just going to make this video in a way so that I'll give you guys some general advice if you're planning to buy a new gear knob. But first, to answer how to remove a gear knob, well, it's basically a glorified nut, so the only thing you have to do is twist it off like this. And then grab the new one you want to use and twist that one back on like this. And you're done. Now, I'm not going to use this one, but it was just to show you guys. Well, other than the twist on, twist off type of gear knob like this one, there are also types that have like small hex key that you can twist off. For example, some of them have it behind the gator, so you have to remove the gator and then you can twist it loose and then you can remove it. I personally prefer those because these obviously can move if you don't tighten them enough. And well, those can't. So those don't really tend to rotate like these do over time. Well, so far for the how-to part of this video. Now I'm just going to give you guys some advice. Now first up, if you just like a certain type of gear knob and it fits your car, then definitely go ahead and just buy that one because it's your car, and if you like the gear knob, then that's all good. But there are some things that you might need to know if you want to buy a gear knob, well, performance-ish related. And I'm going to tell you guys right now. So, the first thing you basically have to pay attention to is the way you shift. Basically, you want the gear knob to work for you and not against you. So what you need to do is check the way you shift and get a gear knob that works accordingly. So if you shift, for example, like this, then you probably need an elongated type of gear knob like this one, and that will help you more. But if you shift like this, then a round type of gear knob will probably suit your needs better. So in short, just check the way you shift and see if there's a gear knob that basically matches the design with the way you shift. Next up, we got two types of gear knobs, and that's the lightweight type of gear knob and the weighted gear knob. The first type we have is the lightweight gear knob, and basically its unique selling point is that it lowers the weight of your car and therefore, well, decreases your lap times and whatnot. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen our video on weight reduction and if it really matters, and obviously it does matter, but to a certain extent and not that much as you probably would have thought. And especially with a couple of grams you're only going to save with just a gear knob, I doubt you're going to see much difference in lap times with that. The second type of gear knobs are the weighted gear knobs, and I personally think they're slightly more interesting, as the thought behind weighted gear knobs is that the extra weight that you have on top of your shifter makes it basically easier to throw the shifter into a gear. And basically you can use the inertia to push it into a gear where otherwise it will be slightly harder, and therefore you can shift more easily. Now, I've personally driven quite a few cars with weighted shifters, and to be honest, I like them, but not so much that I would say that you definitely have to go and buy a weighted shifter, and that's definitely way better than the lightweight one. But you do notice slightly more difference, and you do notice that it's slightly easier to throw it into a gear. Well, next up on the list we got the dildo gear shifters. Well, the idea behind a dildo gear shifter is actually pretty simple. It's longer than a regular shifter, and because it's longer, it's closer to the steering wheel. And because of that, there's a shorter distance that your hand has to move between the steering wheel and the shifter, which means that you can spend less time traveling between the shifter and the steering wheel, and therefore, in theory, your shifts should be quicker. But obviously you shouldn't have a too long shifter because, well, you probably are going to get some issues that way. Another something to keep in mind when you want to have a dildo gear shifter in your car is that the length basically amplifies the throw. So where it has a really short throw here, it has a really long throw here. So these shifters probably work best in combination with the short throw shifter. Dildo gear shifters come in many shapes and sizes, and some of them I like more than others. For example, the ones I really like are the clear ones with the flowers in them. But if you really want to have your parents proud of you, then you can always go for an actual dildo gear shifter. Another thing I basically want you guys to keep in mind when you're buying a new gear knob is the material it's made out of. Now obviously I've already discussed the weight issue between heavy and lightweight gear knobs, but there's something else. Now most gear knobs you probably see for sale are either made out of wood or carbon fiber or plastic or various forms of metal, or even some are made out of leather. But one thing you definitely should keep in the back of your mind is how cold does it get when you're driving your car? Do you drive your car in the winter, for example? Because if you drive in really cold areas, then metal gear knobs might get really cold overnight, and it makes it very unpleasant to touch the gear knobs once you're driving your car in the morning. If you don't really have that much issue, it doesn't really matter that much, but basically gear knobs made out of either wood or carbon fiber or plastic, these absorb the heat much more than the metal ones and therefore are slightly more pleasant to touch, especially if you're getting really cold or really hot climates. There's one more thing I want you guys to keep in mind when buying a new gear knob, and I'm going to show you with one of my Nardi gear knobs. If you can look closely, you can see that these have like 3 small screw things. These are hex keys. And what these do, basically these thread into your thread and these push it into place, and therefore in theory it should be stuck to your gear shifter. But in reality that doesn't always work, and most of the cases these get loose and that can lead to very dangerous situations. So if possible, I would avoid any of these gear knobs and would just buy gear knobs that, well, basically are plug and play for your type of car. So yeah guys, that's the video for today. I basically wanted to end off with showing you guys a few places where to buy gear knobs, but I tried it and it kind of felt like an infomercial or sponsored content, which it wasn't, so I figured I'm not gonna do that. So if you guys want some information about where to get some gear knobs, then definitely post it in the comments and I will reply to that. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. I hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and then hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.